Stop scrolling, seriously, don't even blink, because the vehicle you're about to see might be one of the most surprising SUVs on the planet right now, and almost nobody in America is talking about it yet. At first glance, it looks like something that rolled straight out of a futuristic auto show, the kind of concept car that usually never makes it to real roads. But here's the twist. This machine is real, it's already turning heads globally, and by the time you reach the end of this video, you're either going to be shocked you've never heard of it, or you'll be searching for it yourself. Let's start with what hits your eyes first when it appears on screen, the front presence. Not just a front design, but a presence. Some SUVs try to look bold. This one actually feels bold. The hood slopes down with sculpted lines that guide airflow like a performance vehicle, and those razor-sharp headlights don't just illuminate the road, they stare back at you. There's a kind of confidence in the lighting signature, the kind you usually only see on luxury European crossovers that cost way more than most people's yearly salary. When this thing pulls up behind another car, it doesn't just blend into traffic. It announces itself without making a sound. Now focus closer, because the real design statement sits right in the center. Instead of a traditional grille with predictable horizontal slats, this SUV uses a geometric patterned front panel that almost looks digital. The shape shifts visually depending on light and angle, giving it a 3D illusion effect. In daylight, it reflects like crystal. At night, it catches streetlights like a polished gemstone. Designers call this visual movement, when a surface looks alive even while standing still. That's usually a trick reserved for high-end brands trying to signal status and sophistication. Yet here it is, sitting on a vehicle that isn't even priced like a luxury model. And that's where curiosity starts building. Because when you see something that looks expensive but isn't marketed as expensive, your brain starts asking questions. What is it? Where is it from? Why haven't I seen it before? That curiosity is exactly what keeps viewers watching longer, because every second reveals another detail that doesn't match expectations. Shift your attention to the side profile and you'll notice something subtle but powerful. The proportions are balanced in a way that makes the SUV look athletic without looking bulky. The roofline slightly tapers toward the rear, giving it a sporty silhouette instead of the boxy shape most family SUVs settle for. Blacked-out pillars create a floating roof illusion, a design technique luxury automakers use to make vehicles look sleeker and more premium. The shoulder line runs clean from front to back, like a single brush stroke drawn across the body. That line alone creates motion, even when the car is parked. Wheel arches are sculpted just enough to look strong without appearing exaggerated. The wheels themselves sit perfectly flush with the body, not tucked in like budget vehicles and not overly stretched like off-road trucks. That balance is difficult to achieve, and when designers get it right, it gives the vehicle a planted stance, the visual impression that it grips the road even while standing still. And then you notice the door handles. They sit almost flush with the body, not sticking out like traditional handles. That small detail does two things at once. First, it improves aerodynamics, which helps efficiency and reduces whine noise at highway speeds. Second, it makes the whole side profile look cleaner and more futuristic. Little touches like that are what separate ordinary vehicles from ones people remember. Now imagine this scene. You're walking through a parking lot. Rows of SUVs sit quietly, all looking similar, all blending together. Then you see this one. Instantly your eyes lock onto it. You slow down. You look again. You try to figure out what it is. That reaction, that pause, is exactly what automakers dream of creating. Because attention is the rarest currency on the road, open the door and step inside, and this is where expectations really start shifting. The interior doesn't greet you like a typical cabin. It greets you like a lounge. The dashboard stretches wide and horizontal, making the space feel open and airy. Instead of dozens of buttons scattered everywhere, the layout is clean and modern, centered around a large digital display panel that merges driver information and infotainment into one seamless visual experience. It feels more like sitting in front of a high-end tablet than inside a machine. The materials immediately stand out. Soft touch surfaces line the areas your hands naturally reach. The stitching looks precise, the trim pieces look intentional, and nothing feels cheap or rushed. Seats are shaped to support your posture rather than just hold your weight, which matters more than people realize on long drives. When a seat is designed properly, you don't notice it, and that's actually the goal. Ambient lighting runs subtly across the cabin, glowing softly along the dashboard and doors. At night, it creates an atmosphere that feels almost cinematic. Instead of harsh interior lights, you get a calm, customizable glow that makes night driving relaxing rather than tiring. It's the kind of detail passengers notice immediately, even if they don't know why they like it. Look around and you'll spot thoughtful practicality too. Storage compartments appear exactly where you expect them. Cup holders are positioned within natural reach. Charging ports are placed so cables don't clutter the space. These are the small everyday conveniences that determine whether a vehicle feels comfortable after months of use, not just during a test drive. And then there's technology. Voice control responds quickly and naturally, letting you adjust settings without taking your hands off the wheel. Connectivity features integrate your phone seamlessly, so navigation, music, and calls all sync instantly. The sound system delivers audio with surprising depth, turning ordinary songs into immersive listening experiences. Even spoken podcasts sound clearer, as if the narrator is sitting right beside you. Safety features operate quietly in the background, constantly monitoring surroundings. Systems assist with lane positioning, detect vehicles in blind spots, and help maintain distance in traffic. You don't always see these features working, but you feel their presence in the form of confidence. And confidence is what turns a stressful drive into a relaxed one. Now let's talk about performance, because looks and tech only matter if the drive matches the promise. Under the hood, this SUV offers powertrains designed to balance efficiency with responsiveness. The standard engine delivers smooth acceleration suitable for city driving and highway merging, while the electrified variant boosts output dramatically, pushing performance into territory usually reserved for sport trim crossovers. That means you can cruise calmly through traffic yet still feel strong acceleration when you need it. The suspension tuning strikes a careful balance. It's soft enough to absorb bumps and rough pavement, yet firm enough to maintain stability through corners. Steering response feels precise rather than vague, giving drivers a sense of connection to the road. This combination makes the vehicle versatile, comfortable for daily commuting, stable for highway travel, and capable enough for long road trips. Walk toward the rear and you'll notice how the design wraps everything together. A full-width light bar stretches across the back, visually widening the stance. At night, it creates a distinctive signature that makes the vehicle instantly recognizable from behind. The rear spoiler adds a sporty touch while also improving airflow, and the bumper lines mirror the front styling, tying the entire design into one cohesive shape. Cargo space sits ready for real life. Groceries, luggage, sports gear, it all fits without struggle. Fold the rear seats down and the area expands dramatically, turning the vehicle into a practical hauler when needed. Wide door openings make entering and exiting easy for passengers of all ages, which is something families appreciate every single day. Now here's where things get even more interesting. In the American market, buyers often choose between two extremes. On one side, affordable SUVs that get the job done but don't feel exciting. On the other side, premium SUVs that look incredible but cost a fortune. This vehicle lands right in the middle, offering design and technology that resemble luxury models while staying priced closer to mainstream competitors. That middle ground is where the smartest value decisions usually happen. And that's why vehicles like this tend to go viral online. Because people love discovering something unexpected. They love feeling like they found a hidden gem before everyone else does. When a car combines futuristic styling, strong performance, modern tech, and competitive pricing, it doesn't just attract buyers, it attracts attention. By now you've probably been wondering the same thing most viewers ask while watching: what is this thing actually called? Because it looks like a concept, feels like a premium SUV, drives like a modern hybrid crossover, and costs less than many vehicles that don't offer half as much presence. Well, here's the reveal. The vehicle you've been watching this entire time is the Omoda 7. And the reason its name hasn't flooded American roads yet is simple. It's part of a new wave of global SUVs entering markets dominated for decades by the same familiar brands. But history shows something interesting. Every time a newcomer arrives with strong design, strong value, and strong technology, it forces the entire industry to step up. That's how disruption works. Not loudly, not instantly, but steadily. So now that you know what it is, the real question isn't just whether you like it. The real question is whether vehicles like this represent the future direction of SUVs altogether. Because if they do, then the definition of what counts as premium might change very soon. And if a machine like this pulled into your driveway tomorrow, would your neighbors think it cost twice its actual price? That's the thought I want you to keep in your mind. Because the next time you see an unfamiliar badge on the road, it might not be unknown for long. It might just be ahead of its time.